As our state's economy is beginning to recover, voter interest is shifting and broadening. And what our most recent poll earlier this spring showed is that public education had become the most important issue in minds of California voters.
They believed, about half of them, that teachers are underpaid. They want teachers to deserve their pay, so they want accountability measures, but they're quite happy to pay teachers more. Only a fraction of those in the survey thought teachers were overpaid, and a fairly large group felt they were paid about right.
California voters, by and large, are very supportive of public school teachers. In fact, they identified teachers as the most trusted source of information about our public schools. And they want to make sure our teachers have the tools they need to do their job. They support apprenticeship programs for new teachers. They support higher education and advanced degree training for teachers coming to the classroom. They want to see teachers paid salaries along the lines of what inarguably they deserve.
They did think that a performance evaluation with a wide variety of factors, including observations, test scores, and other measures, would be important. Some also felt that standardized test scores, how students did on something concrete that could be measured, were something that should factor into pay evaluations. At the same time, there was some discomfort with these standardized tests.
What was most interesting about the questions on standardized testing for students is the extraordinary range of responses in terms of demographics.
It turns out that among the Anglo or white voters surveyed, the largest group felt that there was too much testing, too much standardized testing. It was not a majority, it was in the mid 40%, but that was more than felt that the testing was just about right, and a lot more than the number who felt there was not enough testing. So it was the largest group. Now when you get to Latinos and African American voters, there the largest group was the group that felt the testing was just about right.
For Californians who are more economically successful, the worries associated with the stress and pressures that come with standardized testing are a primary concern. But for Californians just beginning to make their way up that ladder of economic opportunity, they think those stresses and pressures are a sufficient trade-off if the end result are sons and daughters who are better prepared academically and better positioned to succeed professionally upon finishing school.
On the subject of tenure, and let's first establish that in California, tenure is a 2-year process. So near the end of a teacher's second year of work, if they have met all their credentialing requirements, a principal has to decide whether to give these very strict job protections known as tenure.
Large numbers of Californians did not believe that any tenure should be offered to public school teachers. And a large plurality of those who did think there should be some tenure said it should not be 1 or 2 or 3 years.
About a third of them favored a 7 to 10 year process for earning tenure, and that was the largest group among those who favored a tenure system.
So clearly, again, Californians do want to support their teachers and do want them protected from unjust firing, but they don't think that teachers are given nearly enough time to prove themselves before those tenure protections kick in.